Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is day 3 of our August 2023 release. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's brand new Build-A-Booth Fishing Add Ons along with their Build-A-Booth die, their Gnome dies fishing add-ons that are new as well, Girl Gnome dies, the new freebie, check out the rolls, Gnome dies Sign Add Ons. Okay, so I did put this together off screen, but I put together all these other little pieces on the release and review, so check that out. And the little net was put together that I use on the Gnome Dies Fishing Add-ons assembly video. So I'm using the Echo Park My Dog cloud paper along with Doodlebugs gingham linen and dot stripe and P13 stamping pad skin tones, which are from now you can get them at Jaded Blossom. So this is a piece of paper, 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches, paper tray ink white cardstock. And then this pattern paper is cut 1/8 of an inch smaller, and I'm going to pop that down onto my card front with some ATG tape. You saw that I used a Teflon bone folder, Martha Stewart scoreboard. All my die cutting today was done with my Gemini machine, and I used my Stampin' Up! Pad as well, as per usual. Okay, so I'm just making sure that's flat on there. So now I've got my little booth that was put together with, let me see, G-Man Tyndalo cardstock. It's a wood grain cardstock. I ink blended around the edges with Distress ink and ground espresso. I used a black glaze pen to just dot where the little nail heads are. The little girl was put together with Doodlebugs dot stripe, paper tray ink, dark chocolate cardstock, and P13 stamping pad skin tone. So I stuck her to the back using my ATG tape as per usual there, and I'm going to stick that down onto my background. There we go. So I have her kind of peeking out from behind the little booth, and she'll be selling some tackle. So there you have that, okay. And then I've got some 3M foam tape, and I'm going to pop up the little sign, and that is cut out of Doodlebugs gingham linen. And then I used pure poppy cardstock from paper tray ink for the writing on that. So I'm using that 3M foam tape on the background. There we go. And you can see me put that together on the release and review, the part 2 where I put stuff together. Okay. Now I'm just going to add on this little tackle bunting or whatever you want to call it, banner. And I'm using my Barely Art glue. So I cut that out of Recollection silver cardstock, and then I used pure poppy and white cardstock from paper tray ink. And the little feather on that little fly is cut out of gingham linen from Doodlebug. So there we go. So kind of pretty, right? So I'm going to give her her little net that was cut from Smoky Shadow and Doodlebug's gingham linen on the linen side. And I'm just going to pop that up. And the little hands were cut out of P13 stamping pad skin tones again. So there you go. So she's holding her little net and she's peeking through. Come by my tackle, right? Okay, so now I'm going to decorate the top of this tackle booth. So I'm going to add that little bobber on there with a Stampin' Up! Dimensional. And I actually thought of using the large hook here, but then I changed my mind. It's just a little bit too big for what I've got going on. So I decide to pull out the small one, and that is from the Gnome Dies Fishing Add-ons, same as with the net. So you can check me putting that out on the Gnome Die Fishing Add-ons assembly video. Okay, so now I'm adding 3 little fish to the front of this card, cut it of New Leaf, that's that color, and then that is Limeade Ice from paper tray ink. And I'm using my Studio Katia embellishment wand to pick them up and Barely Art glue to stick it down. Okay, so now I'm pulling out the Great Outdoors from Cartabella, and only because I've got a 1-inch strip of this little fly paper to go on the inside, I figured I might as well use it. Remember, you don't have to use exactly what I used. You could use whatever you like, right? So now I'm adding that onto the inside. I'm going to trim off the overhang with a pair of scissors. So just to make this nice and easy, there you have that, okay? And then I'm pulling out, what is it called? It's called So Many Birthdays 5. And stamp set in the outline dies. And I stamped that in VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink onto Nina Desert Storm cardstock. And I did the same with the little sign images that were from the Bait Shop stamp set. And you saw that I ink blended around them with Distress ink in Walnut Stain. Okay, so first you notice I cut it out of paper tray ink white cardstock, and I used Nina Desert Storm, and I'm just layering up this sign. So one of the signs are going to go on the outside, and then one's going to go on the inside. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Now remember, the nice thing about this freebie, you know, follow the rules to get it. You know, I'm sure there are a million sentiments that would fit on this, but the bait shop stamp set has a bunch of sentiments that are meant to go on this, so you could use those. Okay, so now I'm going to stick down this little sign on the inside, best fishes, and then it'll say happy birthday on the inside. I love those so many birthdays, so many birthday stamp set and outline dies. They're fabulous. And now this one I'm going to pop up with some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals on the front here. And how cute is that? I just think it turned out so sweet. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog. Be inspired. The Jaded Blossom store to get your hands on some amazing products. Remember, everything's available a la carte on Thursday. Thank you. Thursday of the release. Thanks for watching, and we will see you soon in my next one. Bye, everybody.